Hello, it's Dr. Sarah here, and tonight I thought I'd do something a little different. If you follow me, you know that usually you get some writing tips or some guided meditations. Well, this evening it's Friday evening, and my dog has just come back from having a small operation, and so I'm staying in to take care of him. And I thought, what did I used to love on evenings in when I was a child? And that was someone reading me a fairy tale before bedtime. So I started to read my dog a fairy tale because the sound of my voice seems to calm him. And now he's gone to sleep. So I thought I'd read you a fairy tale. And this year I published a new book called SOPHIA'S TALE. And it's a fairy tale for adults. And what it says on the back is Princess, Goddess, Whore. The story of how the Goddess of Wisdom became wise. So I thought that I would read you the first chapter. And this story about the Goddess of Wisdom starts in the way that most good fairy tales start, once upon a time. So, once upon a time, in a land far away, there lived a young princess called Sophia. Sophia meant wisdom in the language of rainbow light. Sophia's soul had been blessed at birth with the seed of wisdom. She was tall, graceful, and had the long features and moon-white skin of her native land. Schooled in the arts, and when she came of age, in sex magic to prepare her for her future husband. This was a time when teenagers were instructed in the art of love, and sex was considered a sacred act. Sophia's father ruled over the city of rainbow light, which was blessed with perpetual illumination, and whose citizens were blessed with eternal life. The city wall was made of white light, and 8 turrets stretched high into a sky full of crisscrossing rainbows. The city stood in the middle of a large lake that rippled and glittered into the distance as far as the eye could see. It was believed by the people of rainbow light that the sky was a battleground for the sun god and the water goddess. And when they were happy, they made rainbows. Sophia's father and godmother planned a beautiful wedding for Sophia and her future husband. This was a time when young fates were decided by their elders with the help of magi, graced with the gift of long sight, versed in reading the stars and consulting the oracles. Sophia's betrothed was the first son of the Queen of the City of Delight. The Queen of Delight was admired for her healing powers and the gift of joy she bestowed on her citizens. As was the custom, the husband would join his new princess and her luminous dowry in the court of her family. Sophia was a clever girl and knew this to be a good match, but in her heart she was not happy with the union. It was not that Sophia was a willful young lady. To the contrary, she was dutiful and held her father's word in the highest respect. It was that she was in love with another. He visited her at night in her dreams, and her days were consumed with thoughts of him. She was sometimes scolded for sleeping in late, but now we know why. Sophia was brave, and her intuition told her to be truthful with her father and godmother. "Father, godmother," she said one morning at breakfast, "I have something to tell you." "Pray tell us, daughter," said her father. "I cannot marry the Prince of Delight, as I have given my heart to someone else." "Daughter, you have been betrothed. It is your fate to marry the firstborn of the Queen of Delight. A happy and bountiful future has been spun on the loom of making for you both by your godmother's knowing hand. If you defy your destiny, no good can come of it." But father, he is handsome and clever and loves me also. Who is he? He is the heir to the City of Diamonds, and is far more handsome, brave and clever than the Prince of the City of Delight, and he visits me every night in my dreams. This was a time when dreams were taken as seriously as waking reality. Her father frowned. If he is so brave, then why does he not ask us for your hand? Her godmother added in a softer tone of voice, Sophia, you and the Prince of Delight have been prepared for each other. But I love the Prince of Diamonds, godmother. Sophia's father cleared his throat and spoke in the assertive voice he usually reserved for his subjects. You know the laws of the land. To break them is to disrupt the natural order. Sophia felt a mild panic in her heart at the thought of the wedding robe that her godmother had spun for her on the loom of making. Since she was a young girl, she had watched her godmother's foot on the pedal and marvelled at the silver thread as it turned on the wheel and transformed into glittering fabric. I have been blessed with the gift of wisdom. Do you not trust wisdom is my nature? Her father looked perplexed. It was a valid argument. She was the princess of wisdom after all. But like any quality, it must be earned. Wisdom is your birthright. It is true that you have been born with the spark of wisdom, but wisdom is developed by choice and action. How annoying, thought Sophia. They name me wisdom, but they don't trust me to be wise. Her father took his golden crown from his head, placed it on the table with a thump, and smoothed his blonde hair. Sophia had never seen him look so uncomfortable. Naive hearts should not be trusted to choose a husband. I will use my wisdom to make my choice, father, I promise. Her father sighed and frowned so deeply he looked like a different man. Clearly you are not wise yet. Sophia kicked off her silk slippers in irritation. I will not. I will choose my own husband. Love does not lie. Sophia, the law is the law. You will abide by it and marry the Prince of Delight. There was an uncomfortable silence. And her father spoke again. The consequences of breaking the laws of the City of Rainbow Light is banishment. If you ignore the advice of the Magi, the elders, the oracles, and the word of the law, I will have no choice but to banish you, my daughter. You are the king. Change the laws, screamed Sophia, panic in her voice at the thought of refusing the Prince of Diamonds. Above the breakfast table, in the garden, the sky darkened and the rainbows faded slightly. Laws are made to keep the water goddess and the sun god happy. Breaking the law will adversely affect the weather. The rainbows that protect the city will fade. And the sun will burn and the land in summer, and the rains will flood the lake and erode the city wall in winter. The law maintains harmony in the sky. But if I am unhappy, that too will make the sun god and water goddess unhappy, replied Sophia. Her father slammed his hand so hard on the table that the rainbows completely disappeared. Her father and godmother exchanged knowing looks, and there was a long silence that felt like an invisible battle of wills across the bowls of honey, jams and sweetbreads on the breakfast table. Finally, her godmother spoke. Perhaps it is time to test your schooling. Search your dreams tonight, summon wisdom, the seed of which you were blessed with at birth, and you will know which suitor is your true match. How will I recognise him, godmother? You will recognise where your fate lies by the light which shines brightest from their chests. With that, they finished their breakfast and went about their business in the City of Rainbow Light. Sophia went to the palace gardens and played by the fish pond, trailing her fingers through the water, deep in thought and impatient for the night to come so that she could make her choice once and for all. In the water she caught sight of the diamond ring that the Prince of Diamonds had given her in a dream. This was a land where the veils between dreams and real life were so thin that dreamers could take things from one realm into the other. As the diamond twinkled, she fancied she saw the Prince of Diamonds' handsome face and dark eyes looking back at her in the water in the pond. In a trance, Sophia got up and walked into the palace up the spiral staircase to the room where her godmother kept the loom of making. As if she were a puppet under a spell, Sophia picked up the glittering robe and tore it to shreds. This destruction was utterly out of character, but she continued to wrestle with the silver sleeves and beautifully woven embroidery until it was a heap on the floor. Sophia twisted the invisible dream ring on her middle finger in an anxious manner. A battle surged inside her that was unfamiliar and at odds with her nature. "No good will come of this," whispered Wisdom. "But I love him," insisted Desire. The quiet, knowing voice of Wisdom, a mere bud inside her, was in conflict with the voice of Desire that yearned for the Prince of Diamonds. But surely destroying her wedding robe was the only way to make the decision fair. Both suitors should have an equal chance to win her heart. A new wedding robe could be woven easily enough. That night, Sophia sank into her goose-down mattress and drifted off to sleep in her childhood bedroom for the last time. Thank you. I hope that your dreams are full of love and adventure, as Sophia's are. And I hope that you would like to continue to find out what happens to Sophia in her adventures in the next phase of the book, in chapter 2, when she embarks on quite a treacherous journey as she seeks to understand the difference between wisdom, love, and desire. Thank you for listening, and sweet dreams.